first time ever.
Warning acts of terror.
We are ready to engage with a two-state solution.
Some of his most senior cabinet members.
The drivers of a new economic age.
The UK government has selected Rolls-Royce SMR, Small Modular Reactor, to build the country's first fleet of small modular nuclear reactors. Now these are mini nuclear plants. SMRs are much smaller than traditional nuclear reactors, quicker to build, and they are more flexible. Now UK is putting 2.5 billion of public money into this SMR program. According to the government, this could create up to 3,000 skilled jobs during peak construction phase. The plan is to connect these reactors to the grid by the mid-2030s. Now, where these reactors will be built? The site chosen for UK's first SMR is Wylfa, on the island of Anglesey, North Wales. According to the government, the plan at Wylfa could have 3 SMR units initially and potentially up to 8 in the future. Now, once built, the Wylfa SMR could deliver 1.5 GW of low carbon power. This is part of the UK's push to become a clean energy superpower. Now, why the UK is doing this now? The UK government has reformed planning rules to make it easier to build SMRs. They call it a golden age of nuclear. SMRs will improve energy security, less reliance again on imported energy, and deliver cleaner power. Now these reactors are seen as a long-term investment. Once built, they could run for decades. They also believe SMRs offer export potential. The UK wants to again be a leader in this new nuclear technology, and that's where they are putting emphasis even on scaling it up and exporting this technology. Now, what is going to be the economic and community impact? The Wylfa project is expected to bring thousands of jobs to North Wales, around 3,000 at a peak of this project execution. It's not just energy, there's going to be a major industrial investment in the region, boosting local manufacturing and skills. Now, the SMR program is being run by a publicly owned company called Great British Energy Nuclear, GBEN. As part of this plan, the government is also identifying other potential SMR sites across the United Kingdom. Now, the point here is, when we talk about the funding, the risks, and even the challenges of this project, the 2.5 billion funding is not the only cost. Building the nuclear plants, even smaller ones, is capital intensive. There's going to be regulatory hurdles as well on this. SMRs must be approved by independent nuclear regulators before even the construction can begin. Now, SMRs are modular, meaning many parts are prefabricated, which helps to reduce cost and even the construction risk. But because this is the new technology at scale, there is uncertainty on the cost per megawatt, long-term maintenance, and even financing. Now, there's also the question of public acceptance. Nuclear always brings worries about safety, waste, and even environmental impact. This is a general risk in nuclear projects. Not all details are clear with us right now yet for this SMR plan. So we are yet to understand all the evidences of even Trump fears opposition. I recently found no credible reports on showing that former US President Donald Trump also strongly opposed this UK SMR project. The main competition for SMR contact actually included US companies and like GE, Hitachi, along with Rolls-Royce. The UK's decision to choose a British firm, Rolls-Royce, likely reflects again a national industrial strategy, not a geopolitically provocative move against Trump or the United States. And I think all the nations are understanding the importance of using their own industry. While there may be political or business level objections, some US entities may have preferred to win the contract. There's no well-sourced story of Trump's fierce opposition to the UK mini nuclear plans as of now with us. The strategic implications for the United Kingdom and Europe are certainly can be observed by investing in SMRs. The UK is betting on a new generation of nuclear power, smaller, faster, and more scalable. So now this supports its net zero emissions goal by adding low carbon energy capacity at scale. It could also strengthen UK sovereignty in energy, generating more electricity domestically, reduces dependence on even energy imports. If successful, the UK might export SMR technology to other countries, helping it compete globally in the future nuclear market or business, if I may say. Now, what are the timelines and what's the way forward? What's next in this project? The government plans to sign contracts with Rolls-Royce SMR later this year. Pending final approvals, GBN will pick the final site soon and construction may begin in the later part of this decade. So SMRs are expected to start supplying power in the mid-2030s. Meanwhile, the UK is also investing in Sizewell C, a large-scale reactor with a 14.2 billion investment. So that's going to be the parallel project of UK. Now, what is the bigger picture and why actually it matters? The SMR project marks a turning point. The UK is scaling up nuclear not just to decarbonize but also to build a long-term nuclear industry. This could reshape the global nuclear energy, the geopolitical power, with the UK as a major exporter or even a hub of SMR tech. It's also part of a broader energy security play. In a world of volatile fossil fuel markets, reliable homegrown power is extremely valuable. If done right, SMRs can certainly provide clean, reliable energy, new jobs, and a strong industrial base. But they also come with risks, delays, governance, safety, and many other responsibilities. So in simple words, yes, the UK is approving mini nuclear plants, but these are small modular reactors chosen through a transparent process backed by the billions of pounds and part of a long-term strategy. The claim that this is happening despite Trump's fierce opposition is not supported by reliable evidence in the current reporting. Do share your thoughts on this story on our comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Jai Hind and Jai Bharat.